Hi, I'm Justin Woolgar, and what I'm going to do now is have a quick walk around this RB211 turbofan engine. Okay, so we'll start off at the front, and what we have here is a front fan with 33 blades of titanium. This is what they call the N1 compressor, the low pressure compressor, and behind it is the gas generator. Essentially this provides most of the thrust for the engine. And you'll notice that most of the air that comes through here actually passes straight through into what they call the cold stream duct. There's only a small percentage going into the gas generator. So as we move around this side of the engine, most of the accessories of the RB211 are actually on the other side of the left side of the engine. And what we have here is the starter, where this is actually an adapted starter, and we've got the air hose from the ground start unit, which would normally be attached to the fuselage of an aircraft, but in this situation we're actually plugging it directly into the start air valve and then into the starter, which is down there on the accessory gearbox. This type of starter is what they call a pneumatic starter, and as I mentioned before, it runs off compressed air coming from a ground start unit. And in a normal situation on the aircraft, the compressed air would probably come from the auxiliary power unit, the APU, which would be supplying compressed air through some of this stainless steel ducting, which on this engine has most of it that has been removed, as it's obviously surplus to requirements. Also on the side of this engine, on the right side of the engine, you've got hydraulic tubes here, which again are for the aircraft, not required at the moment, and the hydraulic pump that it was from has been removed. Moving behind the accessory gearbox, the black object is the indirect drive generator, and then here we have a drains collecting a cylinder for collecting excess fuel. As we move up, we have a oil cooler for the indirect drive generator. And then moving up still, we have this is actually what they call an EPA transducer, or engine pressure ratio transducer, which gives us our thrust setting of the engine. And further on up, there's more electronic equipment. There's also the locking valves of the reverse thrust mechanism, the translating cowl, which again we're not going to really be using that at this stage. So moving to the rear of the engine, if we first take a look inside, the fairings of the gas generator have been removed, and you can quite clearly see the core of the engine. And at the front is just behind the fan. You have the intermediate pressure compressor, followed by the high pressure compressor, the combustion chamber, and then towards the rear of the engine, the turbines, where you have the N2 and N3 turbines, or intermediate and high pressure turbines. You'll also notice that there's a number of drain tubes going underneath the engine, and the white wiring there is for the exhaust gas temperature thermocouples. If we come to the rear of the engine, you can see the rear turbine. This is the LP turbine, the low pressure turbine, with the exhaust cone there in the middle, and the LP turbine here is actually connected directly to the front fan. So if we were to turn the LP compressor there, the LP turbine, sorry, you'll notice that the front fan also turns with it. Okay, so moving on to the right side of the engine. Okay, down here is just simply wiring to interface the engine with the control box once we get it up and running. This is a fuel inlet here, which is still being looked at. There's still a few adjustments to be made on that. And then turn around on the left side of the engine. As I said, most of the accessories are up here. If we start at the top, we have a fuel oil heat exchanger, which essentially keeps the fuel, warms the fuel before it goes into the engine. Obviously, it's been stored in the aircraft fuel tanks. It's going to be quite cold, and the purpose of that is to keep the oil cool and the fuel warm. As we come through, we have a fuel filter up here, and quite an extensive amount of plumbing before the fuel eventually returns to the high pressure fuel pump, which is down here. And also down here we have the fuel flow regulator. That's actually the throttle lever which has been disconnected, and the remaining side of the accessory gearbox. Okay, moving round, you can see the rest of the accessory gearbox here, the various pipes for the oil system. This is the oil tank here on the side of the accessory gearbox, and moving up we have the oil fine scavenge filter housing here, which basically strains the oil coming back from the gas generator part of the engine. And then as we continue round, we back to the nose cowl here at the front.